This episode contains discussions of a sexual nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
There was an incident in September where you contend that a student picked you up and made you very uncomfortable. Tell us what happened.
I picked up the student and he was very nervous and he couldn't drive. So we have a maneuver where we have them pull over to back up. So I asked him to pull over the car and he said, well, can I take a break? And I said, yeah. He goes, because I'm very nervous. So then he told me that he was attracted to older women and he was 19 if I wanted to go in the back seat and have sex with him. And his hands were shaking and then he told me, oh, I'm so nervous and look at my hands, they're shaking. Can you hold my hands? And so I went to grab his hands to tell him, it's gonna be okay, we'll get through this. But he pulled my hands towards his chest and under his shirt, he had an erection. So I pulled it away and I told him, stop it, cut it out. You can't be doing that. So we got back in the car and I drove him right back to my office.
Was the defendant present when you returned with the student?
Yes.
Did you tell the defendant what happened?
Yes. The student went into the restroom. I went into his office and I told him.
Let me stop you right there. What'd you do when she told you about this incident?
She came in and told me that the student was aroused. And then she went to the front lobby. The student exited the restroom, so I walked him up to the front lobby and I would just ask questions to see how the driving was going, And then she said, let's go. And they took off and went driving again.
Wait a minute. She tells you of an incident where she's been physically assaulted by one of your clients.
She didn't say she was assaulted.
Did she tell you that he took his hand and put it on his body?
No. At 5 o'clock when she came at the end of the day, she said that he had told her about getting in the back seat with her.
And so what questions did you ask this person who engaged in the unwanted touching?
Well, I didn't know she had unwanted touching.
You knew she was uncomfortable?
Yes.
She had explained to you that somebody was physically aroused?
Yes.
That would suggest that she'd been subject to something that she felt inappropriate. There was some impropriety, right?
Okay.
Her emotional distress claim is premised on your not doing what you should have done to protect her as your employee. So now I'm asking you, what did you do in order to respond to her claim that this person had put her in an uncomfortable situation?
I asked just 3 or 4 questions regarding the driving lessons. How was the driving going? Are you learning anything? Is she nice?
So your employee tells you that this guy was inappropriate, and your response to the guy is, was she nice?
She didn't say he was inappropriate.
She said he was aroused.
Yes.
And that didn't strike you as inappropriate?
I was just trying to get a feel for his personality.
Were you trying to get a feel for what happened to her in the car?
I wanted to engage the student and try to talk to him and just see how things were going and see what he would say.
Did you say, my employee told me that there was some impropriety and that you propositioned her?
No, I didn't say that.
You didn't say anything to him along those lines?
No.
And I think, sir, did you say that then the plaintiff went back out driving with the young man again?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did you return out in the field with him?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
I was waiting in the lobby. I thought that Will was going to take him or kick him out of the establishment. And he didn't. He just stayed in the lobby asking him questions. Oh, do you have your permit? And continue with your lesson. So I looked at him and then I walked out. When I walked out, the student was right behind me. So
and then you got back into the car with the student?
Yes, I did.
And then what happened when you were in the car with him?
He said, I gotta be good, I gotta be good, I gotta be good. And he was adjusting himself still and...
Adjusting like in his pants?
Yes.
What time did you finish that lesson?
That lesson was done at 11.
What happens when you get back to the office?
I went right to his office and I told him, why didn't he have my back? Why didn't he protect me?
I'd like to know too.
She finished that student at 11 o'clock. She had another student from 11 to 1. She had an hour break. She had another student 2 to 4, another student from 4 to 6. She comes back in at 5 o'clock and she's very upset. And she tells me the guy propositions her and then she storms out the office. And I never seen her again.
So she tells you that she was put in a situation with a student where he was physically aroused. She then goes back on the road with the student, comes back to the office, is very upset, leaves, and doesn't see you again.
That is correct.
Do you think that you have any obligation to do anything other than ask your client if your employee was nice?
I felt that a young man being aroused was not a real big deal.
Oh, my goodness.